Alright, now I'm going to be talking about CGI in movies today, and a little bit about the good and the bad, and what I pretty much think in general. Now, I recently watched The Revenant, and I also, of course, watched Star Wars. I did reviews on both of those movies. So, yeah, no, I think the CGI, some CGI is good, like the one, like the type they use in Star Wars Episode 7, I thought was good, and the type they used in The Revenant, all of that I think is good. But usually, sometimes in movies, people use CGI just because it's the cheapest way to make a movie using special effects. And also practical effects I think are better because they're more realistic, but sometimes in CGI, usually like when I watch Ouija, like from the one from 2014, that movie was awful. One of the reasons I thought it was bad was because of the bad special effects with the CGI. Now, I thought one of the reasons I liked Insidious a lot was because of how pretty much all of it was practical effects. But when I saw the remake Poltergeist, that I didn't really like how they used the CGI, and I thought the movie could have been more terrifying if they used the practical effects. Now I'll name off two other good, some good movies with CGI. Now, Jurassic Park, I thought the CGI computer-generated images looked good in that movie, and the one in Titanic, I thought that was also good, and yeah, those I think are well done movies, like the part where you see the Titanic sinking, and yeah, that I thought was good. The one that was made in the late 90s, so yeah, I thought that was cool. And some of the other special effects, like the Amazing Spider-Man, I thought those were well done. Now, a movie that wouldn't work if they used CGI, say if it's like one of the Saw movies. Now, in that case, if they used CGI, like if you see blood in a movie and they use CGI, it would look stupid. That's why practical effects are better, and I think the practical effects in the Saw movies, I think are fairly good. Now, I mentioned earlier the Poltergeist remake from 2015. Now, this movie, I didn't really think it was too scary, like it kind of was, but the problem is that they kind of overdid it with the CGI. I think they could have done it better if it were practical effects, like, for an example, like, sometimes in movies, they don't need to have CGI. Sometimes in movies, they have CGI just for the sake of using CGI special effects in movies, which, to me, I think that's just wrong, and that's what makes a movie bad. And I think, like, if someone were to make a movie, even though CGI is cheaper, it's still, you want a movie to become good, but if you just use it like with the cheapest way because it's easier, it's just wrong. It's like, that's one of the reasons that I don't like, for an example, found footage movies. They use it pretty much for the same reason, because it's the cheapest way to make a movie, and they also want to be like the Blair Witch Project. But I think Poltergeist, the original is a classic. The remake I thought was fairly decent. Now, one of the things I think practical effects, like, I think are better in Insidious, because I saw the behind the set, and one of the filmmakers said it was all done practical or something like that, and that's why I think it's scary, like seeing the ghost back here I think looks really creepy, but if it were used with the CGI, it would make this movie look like this. You know, just silly with the bad special effects and the really bad CGI. Now, I remember when I saw Ant-Man in theaters, I thought this was a fairly well-done movie, in my opinion, and lots of people would say that the special effects are good, and I thought this was formatted pretty good with the Ant-Man, becoming Ant-Man, like, small and then back to suit to the human size, and that I thought, was good. And that's one of the reasons it got good reviews, and of course, certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Spider-Man movie from 2002. The CGI, I thought for, the time in the early 2000s were pretty well done. Now, it's a little bit outdated, but not too much. But if they keep it good, it'll last longer. That's why usually when I watch movies like The Evil Dead, the original, that's why I think like the effects with the gore, hasn't really aged out too much, because if CGI, if they had it like before, like in the 80s or 70s, in The Evil Dead had CGI, this wouldn't really turn out to be too good. But yeah, as you can see, like the back here with the possessed person, I thought was good. But I'm not saying that I don't like CGI. I think it could be useful in some movies, but sometimes if they abuse it or go too far with it, then it's just pointless and unnecessary. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my thoughts on computer-generated images. You can comment down below some of your opinions on it, and if you agree with some of the stuff I said in this video. But I do like CGI when it comes to movies like The Avengers and The Avengers Age of Ultron and the Iron Man trilogy. Those movies, I think, use CGI pretty well. But yeah, I think those are just some of my thoughts. So yeah, you can comment down below. Please subscribe, like, share this video, and I guess that's it. Bye.